Good afternoon and welcome to beautiful Pickett, Wisconsin on this late summer day. It is September 11th, 2024 and it's 78 degrees, rather breezy, low humidity. It's just a spectacular day to run an engine. And this engine's already running, as you can see. Oh no! Oh, anyway, I play. So, what we've got on the stand today is yet again this beautiful Fitzgerald 61 ABC engine that Chris from Tennessee sent to me to allow me to run it for you and me, primarily for me, but you too. Get some runs on it and display this engine since it's a rare engine and I've never had one on the channel until now and before the other videos I've already shot with this. But today we're going to do something completely different with this engine. There were some issues, not issues, but some RPM readings that weren't quite what I thought they were on the first two runs, and I think it was because people had mentioned that I was using APC props. And I like APC props because they're heavier and they have a little bit better flywheel action. But if I were to go and try and compare RPM readings from a run I'm doing with one Clarence Lee did 25 or 30 years ago, it isn't fair because I don't think APC props were around then. So what I've got today is three wood props. I've got an 11.8, which is what Clarence Lee used. I've got a 12.6, and I've got a 14.6. These are all props that Clarence Lee used in his video, or his test of this engine. However, the thing I'm doing totally different today, which may or may not be the best idea, is I'm actually running FAI fuel. So we're going to run wood props. I'm going to take this one off. We're going to run wood props, my own homebrew 80/20 FAI fuel. I have the same OS number 8 plug in here. Now I've run FAI fuel with a number 8 plug before and it's been fine. If for some strange reason it doesn't seem like things are running well, I've got an A6 plug or a number 6 or an A3 plug that I can throw in here, but I'm not really thinking about that. I'm thinking about just putting these wood props on here and hoping that they hold up to a little hose action and starting, because that's one of the reasons I don't care for wood props anymore, is because if you're trying to start them with a piece of hose or something, it can tend to be a little damaging to the props. But let's just get going with this run, these runs, and this is all the FAI fuel I've got, so I'm going to have to keep really close tabs on the fuel amount versus the number of props, because the FAI fuel is probably going to require a slight bit of additional or different tuning than with the 10% nitro I ran. So I'm hoping that I can get it tuned in with, say I'll start with the 11.8. That prop only run part of the tank, stop it, change props, run it, stop it, and change to the third prop. I hope to get all three props run, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, let's see how it primes today. Very well. It is just stiff. I don't have my lighter fluid with me. And I know my electric starter isn't going to turn this thing over either, so this could suck. Could suck if we can't start this engine. I don't know if the number 6 plug will make it any easier or not. I think I'm going to have to pull this plug and check it real quick. Okay, so believe it or not, that OS number 8 plug was looking pretty shitty. It was looking pretty weak, like this may have eaten it. That was a brand new plug. In fact, it was the plug that I used to do the counterfeit number 8 plug comparison. So it only had like one run on it. So that's interesting. This one blows a lot better. It's an A3. And it sounds more promising right now. All I got to do is prime it again, I think. Okay, I've got it flooded for sure. Let's see if maybe it'll fire up now that it's not so flooded. Damn it. Let's see if it'll fire it by hand now. Guess not. It's a little warm now. Alright, so at least it's running. I don't think I want to do too much more with this prop. Maybe fire it up one more time and see what happens here. Did I do that? I don't think I did it. I think I had to do this. Okay, now I have the 12/6 on here, and we'll see. I don't know that I need to prime it. We'll do a quickie prime real quick and see. I'll grab this, put it in my pocket. that prop. Okay, this is the 14/6 master air screw this time. Final prop. I'm going to prime it one time because I think I pulled the plug on it. nothing but smiles here. So despite the slow start, trying to get this thing running with FAI fuel, which I couldn't get it running at all by hand, I noticed something different when I took this prop off the last time. This is the 14.6, the final prop, and it might explain why suddenly I can use my electric starter on this. It's weird. I loosened the last prop up, pulled it off, and I noticed a little bit of end play in the connecting rod. Just a hair, but enough such that it seems like it's not nearly as stiff. Remember, if you recall from my first video, when I said how stiff this thing felt and there was no way my electric starter was going to turn it over, and it didn't at all. But yet after some runs now, it seems like it's loosened up. So the thing that's weird about that is it just the engine finally starting to get broken in? Because the top of the piston, when we'll look at the top of the piston when I do a look inside, but from when I first got it and looked inside just the hole, it looked like there was a nice little glaze, caramel glaze on the top of the piston already. So that would have told me, or I thought anyway, that meant that this thing had several runs on it, you know, broken in at least, because ABC engines don't take all that long to break in. However, super high tolerance ABC engines might take a little bit longer for other parts to kind of open up and seat properly. And maybe that's what we've experienced here, is that now the whole engine is opening up and seating properly, because it doesn't feel nearly as tough to turn over by hand now, and my electric starter was having no issues turning this thing over. I wish that I could have hand started it easily like I did on the first two runs, but that just didn't happen. But anyway, this engine is just fantastic, and I love this engine. I'm really starting to like this engine a lot. I mean, I always did, but this is a really cool ass engine. But we're not seeing the same RPM figures as Clarence Lee, but again, I'm using FAI fuel now and not 10% nitro. So I bet you if I had 10% nitro, did these same runs again with the wood props, we'd probably see a different result. Who knows? Maybe I'll do that, but if you guys are getting bored of seeing this Fitzpatrick engine, maybe this will just be the last video I make of this thing running before I do a look inside. But anyway, fantastic run. Love this engine. Thank you, Chris in Tennessee, for allowing me to feature your engine here on this channel. And everybody have a wonderful day.